up, Real One Crew? It's your host, The Real McCalla, and thank you guys for tuning in yet to another episode. Thank you guys for just showing all your love and support for that one. That one was a powerful episode, y'all. Y'all saw me cry and tear up the entire episode, but it's okay. This is what we do. Where we here at the Just Keep It Real, we keep it real one episode at a time. But guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe this one, give this video a thumbs up, and make sure you turn on your post notifications so you don't miss out on any more real, authentic, unfiltered episodes. You got to stay tuned for we got some more great things coming up in these next few seasons. But we're not going to prolong the time. We got a special guest joining us today. I also had the privilege and honor of being on her podcast. So this is just a great thing for her to be on mine and for us to have for she to share some insights with us. She has a master's degree. So we know we like math. Yes. She has a master's degree in social work. She's also a author, and she is a healing coach. She is dedicated to help empowering women through self-discovery and resilience with a PhD. So she's a doctor, y'all, a PhD in entrepreneurship and business administration. She's also the founder, the Chiquita Mack LLC nonprofit of rediscovery. She's also the host of the Beauty in You podcast. Please help me giving a warm welcome to Dr. Chiquita Mack. Thank you for just coming onto the show. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here.
Thank you so much for coming onto the show. It's such amazing to have you here, taking time out of your busy schedule to be here to tell us about something that you have. You got a degree in this, so you finna teach us some things on today. But thank you. But I just want to give you time to just introduce yourself to the audience.
Hey, y'all. Well, you did a great job introducing, so I don't really have to say too much else. But yes, I am a healing and empowerment coach, and I am everybody's cheerleader. So I want to see all of my beautiful women win, especially our women of color out here doing the thing just like you are. So I'm here to empower you all and to teach you the power in healing and this power in your purpose as well. So thank you again for allowing me to be here with you.
Thank you so much. Alrighty, guys, we're going to jump right in. So today we're going to be talking about healing empowerment through self-care. This is what we finna talk about. This right here is a powerful topic. We have some heavy hitters coming in. We starting the season off right, so we got a really good, but we're going to jump into it. So why is self-care important for healing and personal empowerment?
So first, I will say we sleep on self-care a lot. Why do we sleep on self-care? Because a lot of people feel guilty when they do it, or a lot of people feel like they should be giving their time and efforts to everybody else and putting themselves on the bottom. When the truth is, we have to put ourselves to the top. Mental health is so important, and it is a big part of your self-care. So if you're not taking care of your mental, you're not right. You're not empowering nobody. You're not
right.
the motivation you need for anybody because you've decided for some way or another that everyone else is more important than you. Pretty much is what you're saying. So in order to be the best version of yourself, in order to continue to follow your dreams, in order to empower others and to live in your passion, you have to put your mental first, focus on your self-care, which in turns helps your mental, which in turns gives you empowerment. And then we're pushing towards healing. So it's all connected. But the key point to take away from that is that you are number one in all of it.
Right. I just love yours. We just covered two questions. I love when my episodes they just flow. But that is important. And I think when you first met me, I was not taking good care of myself.
No, but you're doing pretty good. I've been watching you, girl, and you've been doing really, really well, putting yourself first and pushing through. So I am so proud. I am a proud mama bear over here.
You have to teach, like literally, you have to teach me about some stuff because I was going and going and going. But that's the whole key is like putting yourself first, and then feeling guilty. That's one thing I definitely struggled with was feeling guilty when I did put myself first because you have the label like, oh, if you put yourself first, you're being selfish or you're lazy if you're not really taking care of yourself. So you got to constantly keep working and working and working and working just because like, okay, I'm trying to stay proactive, but you're literally running yourself into the ground. And one thing I had to definitely learn is that these jobs that we work on, they do not care about you like that. They care about what you do for the company. And if something happened to you, your position goes up the next day, if not the same day. Listen, you got to take care of you because they're not going to do it for you. But I definitely had to learn that. But you said it all to say is you have to take care of yourself. Your mental is important. You are important. So that is you said enough. I can't add to that. But how would you personally describe or define self-care?
Whatever that means to you, right? So I can't tell you what I love to do for self-care and then you go like, I love to run. And I'm like, girl, I love to run 2 miles and that's what you're gonna do for yourself. I'm like, Keita, I don't even like to run. Like, what are you talking about? So I always tell my ladies, like, listen, self-care is what's important to you. Keep it simple. What is it that you do that makes you feel good, that makes you feel relaxed, that you're not overthinking? Whether it is just sitting on the couch for 10 minutes with the TV off, that is self care. Whether you like to write in your journal, that's self care. Whether you like to go for a stroll or people watch, whatever makes you feel good and it doesn't take a lot of work or energy, that's self care. You define what it means to you. And I also tell my ladies, when you're starting out with self-care and it's like really awkward, like, oh my God, I feel guilty and all the negative thoughts are going through. I want you to associate, keep pushing through, but associate how you felt at the very end with that action. So I went for a bike ride for 20 minutes and oh my God, it felt amazing. I love that because 9 times out of 10, you're going to do it again because you associated that action with the feeling and it felt good. So whatever self-care means to you, whatever's going to make you feel good and get you in that mindset.
Oh, that's good. I mean, my self-care. First thing I did for my self-care is I took myself on a date.
Yes.
Oh, I'm trying to tell y'all. Wait till y'all take yourself out the first time. It's just
Mhm.
you can order how much you want. The blessing was when the man brought me my bill and I saw how cheap it was.
Just me. Swipe.
I gotta do this again. I gotta do this more often. Take myself out. What are some common misconceptions about self-care? Because everybody, they take self-care as a different way, but what are some common misconceptions about self-care?
That is not necessary. It's not necessary. Like, I don't need to do it. My self care is taking care of my kids. That's how I take care of me. Or my self care is taking a shower. Girl, you supposed to shower. That is not self care. Clean yourself. Okay. Like, I need you to just, that's regular. But I mean, it's definitely necessary. And I feel like it's so necessary because it just, to me, like when I hear self care, I always like correlate it with mental health. Like your mental, y'all, is so important. Okay. You have to be in a good mental space or working toward getting in a better mental space because how else are you going to progress and be the best that you can be if your mental is not right? So, mental health is so important. Self care is necessary. It's not, it's just something we say we're doing. I'm going to get my nails done. Self care, no, it's necessary. Okay. And feel no guilt. Feel zero guilt.
Tell y'all stand on business when it comes down
Being
to
on
that
business.
zero. Stand on business when it comes to that guilt. Because you do, and then you have people that make you feel guilty for wanting to take yourself out and do stuff for yourself. They're like, you doing the most, or that you be called selfish because you want to do something for yourself, but
Mhm.
you got to remove them people out your circle.
Too. And you have to silence the noise. Like, I think it's important to silence the noise, whether it's self care, whether it's your entrepreneurship journey, whether whatever you're doing, you have to silence the noise because not everybody knows, unless you got, I mean, that one best friend, but not everybody knows truly what you're going through. And also, when you talk about entrepreneurship, not everybody knows what you're trying to accomplish. And so you're going to have a lot of noise in the background, and that can be heavy. So you're going to have to silence the noise and do absolutely what's best for you and your journey for fulfilling your purpose.
That's it. That's it. I can't add to that. But there's another one. So the next one we get ready to talk about is, how can self-care help someone that's going through like that helps them in their mental and emotional healing? How can self-care play a part? Because I know for me take spending time with myself played a major role in my emotional and healing journey because me have the time with myself, I was able to not only figure out who I was and work through the different trials that I was going through, but it also give me time to reflect and call on God for help and guidance in those situations, those dark moments. But how can self-care help someone that's going through it and they're in that part of that stage, like, you know what, I'm just at a brick wall and I don't know where to turn. And they're healing emotional and mental healing journey. How can that help them?
Self-care, and that if they're in that state or whoever you are that's listening, if you're in that state, it's going to help you because you're going to learn how to be self-aware.
Mm.
Self-awareness is the key for all of this. You need to know how you process information, how you process your feelings. We go through a lot. Trauma happens. We don't really process it. We just know we didn't feel good when it happened. So if you're spending that time alone and you're actually doing the self-care part of that, you're also doing the self-awareness part of it, which equals to the self-reflection part of it. So it's all connected. So use that time alone to find out who you really are, what you truly feel, how did it affect me in other aspects of my life besides this one? Then you'll really start to understand how to operate and find your voice, because that's ultimately what we want to do. We start with the self-care, self-healing, self-reflection to find our voice. Now we're able to tell people, you hurt me when. Don't talk to me like that. No is a whole sentence. I'm setting my boundaries. I control my peace and I control my happiness.
That no word. Like, it was foreign to me. It was so foreign. The word no didn't exist to me because I was just like, okay. I'm like, I really need to sleep in. Can you come? Okay. Like that word no. I'm trying to tell y'all. I just talked about this literally yesterday on my radio show. I literally just talked about using the word no. I gave practical tips. Get in that mirror and play out every scenario in your head. And always be like, no, I'm not going to. Oh, and then like sometimes it helps to even like play out the responses that you may get. Be like, oh, well, why can't you do it? No, I just can't do that. I can't do it. I'm sorry. I have to take this time out for myself. Well, no, well, that's how you feel. But I know what's important for me, what I need. That helps. And the more you practice makes, when you practice, and then when the game comes, game time, you're going to be shooting threes, dunks, all that when you've been practicing that word no, because you're gonna get hit with a lot of people are gonna be like, well, wise, but you got to stand on business when it comes down to that word no. That's gonna be, I think I'm gonna make that
But
up something.
make it a quote, make it a shirt. But even that, when the whys come, like why? Because I said so. I'm sorry. Like you don't even have to explain yourself.
Yes.
And I think that's important that we talk about that. Like when you say no, I can't, like that's it. I just can't do it. You do not have to justify why you can't do the thing, right? I got something to do. Even if that something to do is taking yourself out on a date, you got something to do. So I don't should necessarily push to tell people why. You don't have to tell them why. Your no is enough. It's a whole sentence. So don't feel guilty for saying no. You don't have to explain yourself. You're being you. So no, I can't do it. That's it.
I'm trying to tell you, I'll be quick to say no in a minute. What? No, I don't think I can do that.
Not today.
I got plans. Like, what plans do you have? Like you said, you could just be binge watching Netflix all day. But I got plans. Mind, I'm trying to tell y'all, so you better start telling people, mind your business. Pays you. Don't be worried about what I got going on over here on my side of the tracks. But we's got plans. We just flowing through. We flowing through. Look at us going through. But have you ever had a moment where you neglected self-care? And how were you able to overcome that?
Yeah, that's the whole reason why we're here today. Man, when I first had my son, I was 20. I got pregnant with Trey at 20. I had Trey when I was 21. Lordy Jesus. Okay. I look at these 21-year-olds now and I'm like, oh my God, I had a whole baby, right? But I definitely neglected all the self-care because at that point in my life, I was like, he's my focus. Like, I don't have to worry about me. I'm raising this whole little person who's going to need me. I'm also trying to get a degree and because I didn't quit. And so I'm like, okay, all my time went into him in school, him in school. And doing that though, I was a complete robot. I can say I felt numb. Like I didn't really feel anything. I was just doing all the things that I felt I could be doing. I went into depression. I had really high anxiety. And I also felt like I didn't have anyone to talk to because it was just like, you're a mom. What do you expect? Like you're a mom. This is what moms do. And so I blame a lot of that to society for making moms feel like that's the only thing we have to do is just be a mom in that moment and not understanding that we also as moms need to be on somebody's couch from before we have the baby and after we have the baby. But I really had to turn to my mom was awesome and listening to me talk, and she was very, very amazing in helping me. And also I was away from my parents too. So I didn't want to go back home after I had my son. I was so determined that I was going to get my degree there and I'm not going back home to mama's house. And so I created my own community there. I have Leona, shout out to Leona, what's up, girl? Who was absolutely amazing. I met her at my son's daycare and she ended up leaving the daycare. And he was like the only person that she liked. Like she was it. And so I said, hey, would you watch him at your house? Because, like, I'm so comfortable with you and he loves you. And she said, yes, absolutely. And so she watched Trey. She pretty much helped me raise Trey while I was in West Virginia. And not only that, her family took me in. And so I built my own community and support group around them. And they really helped me and showed me the importance of self care, putting myself first, and the power of building your own community.
That is, oh, I like that. Say, hey, shout out, girl. How you doing? We love it. How do you say that? But you said this, Lisa, it's important to, and I'm glad you're able to find that community and build your own community. It's just grateful to hear that you had that group there that was able to help build you up. And now look what you're doing. Now you're helping build other people up. Look at that. All playing a part. It's all part of God's plan. But one thing I wanted to see, get your expertise is explaining the difference between being selfish, because we hear that word a lot when you put yourself first. Everybody thinks, when you put yourself first, you're being selfish. So how can we separate those two? Because that's easily tied. I know I've definitely been called that when I say I'm putting myself first. But how can we separate that too?
I think just through communication. I mean, it's important to just say what your needs are. Now, one thing to say is not everyone's going to understand your journey and really what you're talking about. So even after you explain it, you still going to be selfish because they don't get it. They've never taken the time to enjoy self-care or put themselves first. So I hear what you're saying, girl, but I don't really get it. So to me, you're still being selfish. But communicate your needs, what you need from others, and continue to do the thing. Like, don't explain it and then revert back and do what they asked you to do. Explain it and continue to move forward. Eventually, they're going to get it. So either they're going to get it and they're going to rock with you and accept it, or they're not going to get it and they're going to fall off. Either way, it's a part of growth. So I think communication is just really, really important. But again, people are going to say what they're going to say. People don't understand everything that you're going through or what you're trying to accomplish or what self-care truly means. So don't allow them to put those things reflected back on you. But communication.
Yeah, that's she said communication. I'm going to take that in consideration because that's one thing. I mean, even when you said that, even when you do communicate to them that you have needs, that you cannot mentally and emotionally take on something else or take on what they got going on. You can't just hey, I'm here, I support you, but I just can't physically be a part of this. I just can't do this because I have enough going on. In their mind, they're like, oh, they just see it as like you just don't want to do it. You don't want to be there. You don't want to help. You don't want to be a friend. But it's not that you don't want to do it. It's just that you do not have the capacity to do it. And when you want to be there for somebody, especially how I am, when I want to be there for somebody, I want to give you like the full me. I don't want you to get like a half part of me, 50% off, 20. I don't want to give you no percentage of who I am. If I'm going to be there and support you, I'm going to support you to the fullest. But even when I have to tell people, and this is another thing, it's like funny how we're going right into this, like the guilt of feeling better when it comes to prioritizing yourself. How can we stop feeling guilty when we're putting ourselves first? Because I know definitely I struggle with feeling guilty. Even now that I've grown, I still feel like, well, let me just go for at least 30 minutes or let me at least try, because there's like that guilt that says you like you could have done more, you should have done more. But how can we take away the guilt when we're prioritizing ourselves?
I don't think you can ever take away the guilt. I'm going to be completely honest. We're keeping it real, right? So the guilt is not ever going to go away. To some degree, you're going to always feel that guilt in the back of your head, but it's about the actions that you do. You continue to move on and continue to be pushed forward, and you give yourself grace. Okay, give yourself grace and understanding. I have to do this for me. This is truly what I need to do. Oh, I feel like a really bad mom or a bad friend right now, but I know this is what I have to do for me. So continue to push through that. But we're human beings. We're going to always feel some level of guilt, even if it's a tiny little bit. We're always going to feel that. But again, it's how you move and navigate and work around that. Like, I do feel guilty. However, I know I'm doing a good job. I know I'm a good friend. I know I'm a good mother. I know I'm a good partner. I know all the things, but this thing right here is truly what I need to do for me so that I'm mentally able to continue to be all those things to those special people in my life. So I think that plays a part.
So that guilt, yeah, the actions, I'm gonna have to definitely work on that more. This is like I said, we keeping it real here. Like I said, I'm more than like open to being vulnerable to the situation, because like I said, you're teaching me something. So like I said, when we came down to talk, I said, oh, this is right up her alley. So she would teach me some more things. Yes, but that's one thing. Like I said, I still struggle with being honest, like, guilty, even when I do like what. I'm gonna just take this day. I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm going nowhere. I'm just stay in the house. And when things come up, I'm just like, man, I could really be doing this. I could just, if I could just like dedicate like 15 minutes, but that 15 minutes turns into, then let me go do this, then let me go do that. And then I end up running myself and I'm like, I was supposed to be resting. The feeling guilty, like I said, it doesn't go away, but just knowing that, what, I need this. Yes, somebody gonna feel mad, and I feel like I need to do something, but I just need to rest, because at the end of the day, my body's gonna thank me for it, because your body definitely has a way of telling you need
Oh
to sit
yeah.
down.
Oh
You need to
yeah.
sit some way.
If you don't
That
do
goes
it,
into the
it will shut down.
no, it's just I'm trying to tell you that happened to me just this week. Like, granted, I've been running, but I've been doing really good. I've been making sure I take time out for myself. I schedule my times of balance of working out and doing all that. I try to keep me a good routine. And literally this week got hit with the flu, and I'm just like, now hold up, wait a minute. I'm taking my vitamins. I'm doing. I'm
Mhm.
17.
It's something going around though in real life. Like I don't know what it
It
is, but
is.
it hit all of us too. So you ain't the only one over there, girl. I was like, well, wait a minute.
But hey, I sure did sleep them 2 days.
Yeah.
I did nothing. I took that rest. That goes into the how can we when it comes down to self-care, it's important that we have self-care. But how can we balance self-care, working, life, social life, and being a family and having a family and just that, and also relationships? What are some ways that help you balance it all?
Put it on your calendar.
Oh,
Schedule yourself. That's seriously what I do. Yes, schedule yourself.
that-
If it don't make this right here, I don't know what to tell you. But I tell my ladies, schedule yourself, because if I tell you to open your phone right now and go to your calendar, and what do you have on there? You'll say, I have this for so and so and this for so and so. Oh, and I have to go here and I have this meeting. I'm like, all right, so what do you have for yourself on there? Like, what? Schedule time for yourself. Put it on your calendar. It is March 1st, and I'm going to go to my Pilates class at 3 o'clock. On your calendar. It's going to remind you, and be intentional. So not only do you put it on your calendar, you be intentional, and then you actually do the action. But the way you schedule it, how am I going to do this? You put it on your calendar and you do the thing you said you're going to do. Hold yourself accountable for that. But again, we take the time and we schedule everybody else but ourselves. So schedule yourself.
Yep, that's it. That's it. Take it, put it on the calendar. This little calendar right here, that I literally have everything. I just started using the calendar.
Oh my
Like,
God.
now I'm trying to get to using it for bills. I started using it for bills, but now I actually be planning out stuff that I have to do, like events and speakings and all this. I'm just like,
It
I
just
am
don't
so
make
busy.
sense. I'd be
I'm
like,
so busy.
what am I supposed to do? Wait, what the calendar say? Lord, I have this and this. Like, if it doesn't pick the calendar, I'm like, holy crap, I forgot. Oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? So it has
Mm-hmm.
to be in my calendar. Even for me, like, I gotta go get my nails done later today at 6 o'clock. Like, that's real life. So like,
Listen, 4 o'clock. I got this to do. I'm trying to tell you. Hey, y'all gotta use that calendar. I mean, it's gonna be hard. I'm trying to tell you. When I started using this calendar, and that's a method that I had to learn to use. I'm like, I'm gonna have to get a calendar. I'm gonna put all my special dates and all this stuff on the calendar. That was hard. But it helps you stay on top of everything, because you always like, what, let me check my calendar, because you agree to do something without even thinking, okay. I was like, oh, I was supposed to go to the nail shop at this time, but I told so and so I was gonna come. It's okay, I can rechange my nail appointment. But what if your nail tech don't got another availability for another month?
I'm going to get my
Then,
nails. And these eyebrows don't play. I'd be like, oh no, I know y'all
no, I
play.
got
Y'all
to
know my life. Like, y'all know how I am about my eyebrows, right? They'd be like, girl, get your eyebrows. Okay, cool. All right, I'll see y'all later.
see what I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm trying to tell you. I be having to do that too. I'm like, I'm gonna have to go get these done. Like, ASAP. Using the calendar. That's a good method. That's a good method. We literally just covered. We answered this other question. Why do people struggle with making self care a priority? Because we be told it's not necessary. Told
Mhm.
no, or we're made to feel guilty that where we just like, okay. And then the word guilt trip. We get guilt tripped into doing it anyway. And I know I've been guilt tripped to do some things.
Past, but not no more.
But those that, we're told that, and, especially, I hate to use the, play the word, but especially in our community, we're made, women, we're like made to feel that, we have to keep going. Like, we
Mhm.
don't have a day off. We're always running. We're always doing something. And that's not the case. I had to learn that in therapy. Literally, she was just like, Black women were made to feel like, we're the pillars, we're the strongest, even though
Yep.
men are made to lead, but we hold everything together. We hold life, kids, work, everything. We hold it all. And we're like, we don't get a day off. If we have a day off, we're looked at, we're lazy, we're not doing what we're supposed to do, we're not taking care of business. But if we don't do it, it don't get done. So but how can we do it if we can't even get out the bed? So she had to literally tell me, my therapist has like, girl, if you don't go sit down somewhere
Yeah.
and prop your feet up, she said, do not
Be
feel
okay.
guilty.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it will be okay. And I think society does have a way of painting us Black women to just be able to endure all the things, and then everyone else gets a day off, or they can feel, somehow they make it seem that the Black woman's not even allowed to feel. We're just supposed to be robots and carry all this stuff and trauma and everything. And that is not the case. So we are breaking the stigma, and I'm happy you have a platform like this where we can talk about these things, because we're not doing that. We're setting boundaries. We are in control of our peace. We're in control of our happiness and our destiny. And we're going to talk about these things. We're going to take the time for ourselves, and we're going to keep being fabulous.
Exactly. That's what we do.
That's what we
That's Black women.
do.
That's what we do.
Yes.
That's yes, the magic. I just love this. I just laughing. I just love it. I love how it just flowing. I'm trying to tell y'all. Sometimes I be looking, I'm like, we done covered this, we done covered that, we done covered this. It's just flowing. But like I said, I like the real authenticity. I cannot pronounce words today, but the real authentic versions of being who we are, being like just in our skin, being comfortable with who we are, and not just going off of paper, but just just owning the moment, talking about it, just flowing. And that's what I love, how every episode just be flowing. I just like, we just go.
Yes, you're the best host. What are you talking about?
I try. I definitely try. But another thing is, how can self-care personally how did it change your life, and also how can it change somebody else's
Wouldn't be here, period, if it wasn't
life?
for self-care. I started my business in 2020. Oh my goodness. Had I not learned myself, who I was, self-reflection, and realizing that us women of color needed a platform like what I created, I wouldn't be here today. And so there's power in your purpose through self-care, or in your purpose and healing. They kind of go hand in hand. And so if you are out there and you're just like, Lord, what is going on? Like, I just don't know. I'm going to tell you, you do know. And you're allowing either guilt or fear to hold you back. And you need to just schedule some time, whether it's 10 minutes, and do some self-reflection and really figure out where you want to go and what's holding you back, and then do the thing. Like, get out there and really do the thing. But had I not took the time to take care of me and realize how self-care for me correlated to my mental health, I would not be where I am today. The platforms I've been able to get on and speak, and other, big podcasts and things like that. I wouldn't have been able to do that if I did not take that time for self-care, healing, and mental health. So y'all do the thing. Do the thing.
Do it, do it, do it. You got a little knock, a little invocation of the Holy Spirit tell you, sit down, sit down. Just listen to him. Just listen to him. Just sit down. Just prop your feet up. Prop your feet up. Kick back and relax. Just one thing is, now we're moving into our segment, which where we call keep it real advice. So
Okay.
what we're doing is, in this segment, we talk about, we've talked about overcoming and getting through, but now this is where we pour into the audience and tell the audience, steps of what they need to do to get to wherever God is taking them to be, but the steps they need to take to get there. So in this time, we just, I'm gonna open up the floor to you, so you can go ahead and speak and give your advice on what you feel like the audience, how can we get to there?
All right. Hi, y'all. So I really teach, this is what I teach. This is the foundation of what I do. And so I teach the HEAL framework. Okay. It's 4 parts, 4-part framework. And it's the word heal. The first word, or the first letter, is honesty, H, honesty. We have E, expression. We have A, awareness, and we have light. And so no matter what you're doing, no matter where you want to go, what you want to do in your life, struggling with self-care, all the things, we have to heal. And so the first step of that is being honest. That's being honest with yourself, who you are, where you are, and where you're trying to get to, who hurt you and why they hurt you, and why you feel this way, without feeling any guilt or trying to give anyone the benefit of the doubt. The next letter, E, is expression. Now we're going to learn how to express ourselves communicate that, have the conversation with the people that hurt us, and then be able to communicate where we're going, where we want to be, and how to treat and love us. So once we get through that, y'all, we're going to go to the A, which is awareness, because now I am aware of who I am, where I'm going, what I want to be, setting those boundaries. And ultimately, now I'm able to set these goals that are realistic and let people know, like, this is who I am. And so I'm going to need y'all to do a little bit of that, which will lead us to light. Now, once you get to light, you're there. You're ready to operate. You're ready to write that book. You're ready to do that podcast. You're ready to start that business. You're ready to show up on social media. You're ready to get on stages and tell your story. So this is ultimately where you have made the transition. You've learned a lesson, and now you're in the position to now tell your story. So get out there, y'all, and heal. Honesty, expression, awareness, and light.
Yes, yes, yes. Healing, that is the key. And your healing journey is not going to look the same as everybody else's healing journey. Your healing journey is uniquely for you, is designed for you, for what you have to go through to get to where the other side of it. And healing is not easy. I'm being honest. This is where we keep it real. It is not easy. Because when I started my healing journey, honestly, I really got focused about my healing journey. And you said you started your business in 2020. I actually started my healing journey in 2020. But I stopped my healing journey around 2022 because at that point, I was just trying to figure out life. Is still navigating, like, I think I want to take a different route. I think I want to do this different. I think I want to do that. Ultimately, it just led down me going back down a backward spiral. And then 3, I'm just like, okay, I'm getting back on track, but I still had this, I'm gonna do me. But I was still running from, healing. I was just like, certain things. I was just like, I don't want to deal with that.
Yep.
Like, I was dealing with the surface stuff, but like when you got to get to the root of the problem before you get to the surface. And them roots, there was some deep rooted roots. And I was just like, I don't want to deal with that. So instead of me dealing with it, I ran from it. And running from it, I didn't do nothing but cause more damage to myself. And then it got to the point where like the unthinkable happened to me. And then that's what forced me to heal. Because at that point, all the trauma, all the pain that I had been running through had like caught up with me. It was just like, yep, we're right here. You thought you got away from us. We were right here with
I'm
you.
here.
Yeah, like, no, you thought you could bear me with that bottle. No, I'm here. And I'm just like, so with that, me hitting that, I had to hit rock bottom. And with me hitting rock bottom, whoo, that was hard because I had to sit there and I was down there for a minute because it's just like, even though like it seemed like I wasn't moving, I was moving, but it was baby steps. And I would never forget what my therapist told me. Literally, I thought in your viewpoint, and don't be afraid of that stigma, that word therapy, because it's always like Black people don't go to therapy.
Go to therapy.
No, we go to therapy. I goes to therapy. See, listen. I sit on the couch. Sometimes I lay on the couch and be like, with a box full of tissue, like, and
Yes.
like it's not this. Do not be afraid to go to therapy. Therapies, we need therapy. Sometimes you just got to talk to somebody else because you talk to everybody else about it. Not everybody is skilled to deal with what you have went through. Yes, my biggest necessity came with me was my faith, me praying about it. But also when me praying about it, me, talking to God about it, I also had to go to therapy and talk to somebody else about it too. So when me going to therapy, my therapist literally, I went in there, I had such a nonchalant attitude. I was just like, yeah, and she like she kept asking me questions. It's like, okay, and try to get me to open up, and I was just like, and I was the ones like, Black people don't go to therapy, so I was like, I'm not going to tell her nothing. She don't know me.
They don't know me.
She literally looked at me and was just like, well, do you really want to change? And I'm just like, what you mean? She's like, because I'm gonna get paid regardless. So I'm here to help you. So if you really want to change, I can help you. But if you don't, hey, you ain't doing nothing but wasting your time and your money because I'm still gonna get paid. Regardless if I help you or not, I'm still gonna get paid. I'm just like, I went home, I'm just like,
dang.
I don't think she's supposed to be saying that. Like,
no, shout out to her, because my therapist, rest in peace, she's gone now. She my first one I had when I first started my healing journey, she was the same way. I was just like, girl, just like you, like, I know you lying. Okay. I know, and I wanted to be there. It took me so long to get there, but when I got there, I was like, I want to tell this lady my business. And she was firm and she pushed me. And she was exactly what I needed. And she challenged me. And I'm so
Mm,
happy she did, because if she did not, I would not be here today. So shout out to y'all therapists out there that understand your client and you really push them to be the best that they can be in reason, respectably. But I am
yes.
very, very thankful for her and her ability to realize, like, all right, we're gonna have to try this with her because she out here
Mm,
playing. And they're right, they're
yeah.
gonna get paid either way. So whether you sit in that room for their 55 minutes and you don't talk, hey.
Listen, listen. I'm gonna get paid regardless. Like I'm gonna get my check. You know what? I'm like, oh, but it definitely changed my perspective because the next time we went up in there, I mean, it took me a while to like get to where I could fully open up and really
Mhm.
express being vulnerable and be broken. It took me a while to get there, but once you, like you said, that honesty, once you're honest and you realize that you're broken, you can go from there.
Yeah.
You could go from there. I was just like, who she had to get when she met me where I was. She's like, okay, now we got it. We
Yes.
started working, but she knows she'd be quick to tell you that one right there. She actually helped played a role in me writing my book
I
because
love that.
even though I was like, I always like as she said, right, I want you to write it down, everything, and I already was like writing down what I went through, but she just kept telling me, journal everything, and I'm just like, I'm already ahead of you. I've already been doing that, but okay, I'll do it some more. But then when I got to like the root of the problems, like I said, I'm like, I'm not gonna write this book. I'm not gonna write it. I'm gonna leave it alone. But then I told her about the competition that I entered, that actually like I wanted to become an author. She
Mhm.
was just like, why not? And I'm just like, because I don't wanna. She's like, no, you have a testimony. Use it. You
Yeah.
use your voice. She's like, you didn't go through all that for nothing. No, use that. And then when I literally called her, I said, come on. She's like, I knew gonna win. Like I told you was gonna win. She's like, but now you're able, now your story's gonna touch other people's lives and help other women that went through what you went through and how they can overcome it. And then they can see the therapy session, they can see all the ugly before the good. You can literally give
Mhm.
them all that to you. And I'm just like, that's it. So she literally played a part in her and me writing the book. She played a part.
Your book right here. Such a good job. Such a good job, you guys. Like, I'm very proud of you. And I think I told you that I'm very proud of you and your accomplishment.
We make it right along. We choo choo choo. But that's the whole of it, guys. We just gave y'all a whole lot. But the key points in the real keep it real advice that we want you to take away is heal. You
Mhm.
have to heal first and go through each letter as she just broke it down for us. Go through each letter and start at the honesty. Be honest with yourself. Hey, that's what I said. Just keep it real. Be real with yourself because nobody else gonna be real with you but you. You can't
Mhm.
expect others to be real to you if you're not real with yourself. It starts with you. So go through each letter of heal first and then start it. And then when you get to that light, you know how on fire you gonna be to be able to tell somebody else and help somebody else. You have to go through it before you could get to it. You
Yes.
have to go through it. You cannot just get to it, be like, okay, I'm here now. No, you gotta
No.
go through it. You gotta you gotta get dirty before you can get clean. You
There
gotta
you
go
go.
through all that. So when you go through it, and you get to it, you could be like, let me tell you how you can get through it and get to it. And
Yo.
keep it to somebody else. It's just gonna be it is just gonna be spread it, and then we can be who we are, be who God created us to be, and stop living behind the stigma, stop living behind these stereotypes, stop living behind what our trauma does not define us. But you gotta heal first.
Yes.
You can't be the makeup version of you gotta get ugly first. You gotta be bare raw you first and then go through it. Let these wounds out, take off these band-aids, let them fully heal, and then be you.
Yes. And I will tell you too, your healing is a continuous process, right? So you're
Mhm.
not going to always be completely healed. I always think of it as a circle. Like we're always learning tools to add into our tool bag to continue to be better. And so just continue to work on yourself each and every day and just shine. Just shine.
I'm bright like a diamond.
Diamond. Hey.
I just have enjoyed this episode. You have definitely has shared and gave us some good gems, some good information that can help us. And every day you learn something new. So I never want to get to the point where like I cannot learn something new. Like even today, even though we have already met, you have just taught me some more new things that I can put into practice and put into play. But that's the whole purpose, and that's why I love doing what I do. Love why I have this platform to, for women, not just women, but men also, because, men, they have a label too. Like they got to be shown as strong, but, especially like our Black men, they need support too. They need to know that they're important as well. Not just the women, but men are important as well. But I'm just glad I have a platform where people can come and just be themselves. It don't have to be scared. Like I said, you go cry, I'll cry with you. You go laugh, we go laugh. You just be who you are. Be fully who you are, and not feel like, oh, I have to try to be. I got to do this. I'm like, no. You want to be goofy? I'm goofy too.
Yeah,
People
let's do it.
it's just the real and authentic version of yourself, and not having to play dress up. Just be who you are. I tell people all the time, you got to put so much into pretend.
And you gotta
I say,
remember.
you know how many lies you got to tell? You know how many times you got to come up with a new story every day just to play a persona? Right? Really, just be you. Be just fully who you are, and embrace who you are. If you weird, be weird. There's nothing wrong with people. With weird
Be
people.
you. Yes.
Like, that's literally, we have a quote that we say every so, be you, don't let nobody else change you. If somebody would change you, then they not for you. If someone has a problem with you being who you are, let them go. Kick to the left, to the left. Let them go. Let them go. Just because they don't understand who you are. You are who you are for a reason. You bring a special something to the table. Somebody can bring a replica, but it's not the authentic self. You are the authentic. You're the real. People could copy you all day long, but they will never be you. So embrace who you are. But I have enjoyed our time. We have so much. But lastly, thank you for just being with us today and just sharing your insights, giving us these gems of what we can do to embrace this journey. But where can my listeners find you and support you and connect with you and maybe they get some potential clients to help them heal?
Yeah, absolutely. First, thank you for having me here. I had the best time ever. But listen, you guys, the best way to reach me is on Instagram at the Chiquita Mack. You will get your full dose of encouragement each and every day. And since you're already streaming this podcast, you might as well go ahead and hop over to the Beauty and You podcast and every Tuesday for a new episode.
Yes. I be listen. I be the first to tell you. She be posting some everyday inspiration. I be like, yes, 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 yes. But yes, y'all please go support, follow her, go listen to the Beauty and You podcast. You guys will also have a chance to hear me on there. We had a great conversation. Thank you guys for just tuning in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, turn on your post notifications so that way you do not miss out on an uncut, filtered, real authentic episode of Just Keep It Real. Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms at The Real Michaela. The Real, all lowercase, Michaela is spelled Michaelia. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love you guys. Love your supporters. Make sure you guys buy my book, Pain Raised Me, but Trauma Healed Me. It is available. That's it right there. That right there. It is available on all platforms, on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, Apple Books, you name it. You can buy it. And just thank you guys for your support. And remember, be you. Don't let anybody else change you. Somebody would change you, then you're not for you. Until next time, stay safe, stay real, and remember to heal. We'll see you guys on the next episode.